Well, hi guys. For dinner tonight, I am making my homemade stew. This is a stew that I have been making for years. And it's very simple. Anybody can make this. Very, very simple, yet it turns out fantastic. This is not a stew that I ever got from someone else's recipe. This is my own recipe. This is a stew I invented a while back, many, many years ago. And just my own way, and I'll tell you what, it's fantastic, and I've been making it ever since. All you're going to need is some stew beef, some carrots cut however way you like, potatoes cut any way you like, 4 cups of water, a can of Campbell's vegetable beef soup, some sugar. I don't know how much this equates to right here. Those of you that are used to cooking, you can probably just imagine. This just helps thicken it up and cook it down. Some basil and some Worcestershire sauce. I've already got a pat of butter in the pan, right down in there. And we're going to get the pan turned on. I'm going to let that butter melt down a little bit. Get that mixed around. And then what I do after the butter gets melted at the bottom of the pan, I had a Dutch oven. I gave it to my brother because I never use it. So I gave him the Dutch oven. So now I'll get this beef unpackaged here. I'll get that in there. This is lean stew beef. It's already cut up from the grocery store. I just get the meat separated in the pan. And then what I do is, this you can use as little or as much as you want. I'll show you how much I put in there. Probably equates to about maybe 2.5, 3 tablespoons. No more than that. And then I take my basil and I season it with basil. I also add some mixed vegetables after the water and the Campbell soup goes in. So now what I do is I just I cover the pan and I let that go and I brown the meat, and then I'll show you what I do after I brown the meat. Now what I do while that's browning is I go in with a fork and a knife and I cut pieces into half or into thirds if some of the pieces of beef are too big. The meat is browning and I'm going to open up the can of vegetable beef soup, and as you can see, it requires a can opener. It doesn't have a pull top, which is perfect because I've been wanting to show you guys how to use a military P38 survival can opener. Some of you ladies may have never seen a tiny can opener like this, but if you see there, it's got a little groove right there. And by the way, this blade folds flat, so you can have it on a keychain. You just want to put a rubber band or something around it so the blade don't open up and cut you when you don't want it to. So all you do is you put that little part right there on the lip of the can, just like that. And then you push down and you just keep going backwards. Just keep going backwards with it. Working your way all the way around the can, and it'll cut the lid right off. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. It's a little hard for me to do with my fingers because they're numb, but it's manageable. You guys see what I'm doing there? It's cutting right into the lid, and I'm just working it around. This is why you want to have, they have 2 sizes. I think the bigger one's the P58. I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, anyone that served in the military down below. And there we go. So, the military P38, you can get these at military surplus stores. You can buy them on eBay, Amazon. You can get them by the bunchful. They're only like $1 a piece. Great to have in your EDC bag, bug out bag, or whatever. If you need a can opener that is manual, small, and weighs basically nothing, that's the can opener to have. The meat's been browning. It's thoroughly cooked through. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our ingredients. I got 2 cups of water here. You're going to need 4 cups of water. So I have to fill this again after I pour this in. And there's another 2 cups. 4 cups of water. Now that that's in, I'm going to take the vegetable beef soup. Give that a stir, get that all mixed in. Then I'm going to add my sugar. Then in go the carrots. Then in go the potatoes. And then go in the mixed vegetables, and you can use as little or as much as you want. I don't put the whole bag in, I only put in about half of this bag. That's enough right there. Let me tell you what. This makes fantastic stew, you guys. You make this recipe, you will not regret it. Now, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to leave the flame as it is. I got it on medium heat. I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I leave it covered, stirring it occasionally, and then I turn it down to almost a simmer, and I just let it lightly boil while stirring it for 2 hours, and let that broth thicken up and cook down, and you will have a hearty stew. Let me tell you what. I'll show you what it's like when it's done. Now, while I'm waiting for this to cook down, later, just before the stew is done, I will be making what I always make with it, and that's the Martha White Sweet Yellow Cornbread in the cast iron pan. That'll be good. Alright, you guys, the stew is done. Thick, hearty beef stew. This is my own recipe. You guys ought to give it a try. It's really, really good. Really good. And I made cornbread to go with it in the square cast iron. There you go, guys. Homemade stew and cornbread. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.